Hi there, welcome to my studio. Thank you for checking out this video. This is Art Skills Online. This is where I post videos related to figure drawing. My aim is to help you improve your drawing through specific techniques such as gesture and contour drawing. So if you're interested in learning how to develop your own natural, expressive style of drawing through drawing the figure, then stay tuned and consider subscribing so that we can stay in touch. So today I'm going to share with you my process for starting out a drawing session. I usually need to spend about 20 or 30 minutes just loosening up, warming up and drawing throwaway drawings. I'll leave a link in the description below to the exact model reel that I'm using. It's over on New Masters Academy YouTube channel, so you can check that out, maybe follow along with me. But what I'm going to do is try and talk through the process and explain as best I can as I'm doing it. Okay. So I should time myself, but I'm not really timing. What I'm doing here is just trying to loosen up and figure out how in this particular pose, the different aspects of the pose are kind of flowing together. It's not so much about anything got to do with proportion or scale. It's really just about trying to find that rhythm throughout the pose. Although I use gesture throughout this process, my focus isn't necessarily on just drawing gesture for the sake of it. I'm really trying to switch over from an analytical way of observing to a very responsive way of observing. Okay, so that's really all that I'll do on that drawing, and I will move on to another one. So I find with my drawing a lot, I try to straighten up the model, and I think this is quite a common thing for a lot of people. So a suggestion or kind of advice that I would give you if you also find that your drawings don't match the specific angle of the reference, just exaggerate it. When you're starting out, really exaggerate the tilt or the twist or the angle of the pose, and you might actually, hit the mark a little bit better. So for this one, the model's leaning over and I'm going to exaggerate my line of action, if you want to call it that. It's important to not look back over your warm-up drawings, just move on, do another one, because if you start to look at it, you might think that looks terrible. So I'm just going to randomly choose another set of images. This time I'll try and keep it a bit smaller so that I can fit 2 on the page. This is a very tricky pose that I'm drawing right now. The Reference image has a lot of harsh light and totally dark shadows, so it's really difficult to actually see any visual information in the shadow area. So I'm just going to kind of just go with the overall shape of the pose. If you're building up a regular drawing practice, then the key thing to remember is that it is a practice. If you're practicing your line work, your expression, or your mark making, the finished product doesn't have to be perfect every single time. In fact, I think you're probably trying to perfect your process rather than your outcome when you're doing exercises like this. Okay, let's just call that one done, move on. So you don't have to do these kinds of warm-ups with charcoal by any means. You can use pen or pencil, it'll work just the same. I like to do it with charcoal because I can draw, in big sweeping marks. Problem is I get charcoal all over my hands, but it's a great medium to get expressive, dynamic lines. If this was in a timed life drawing session, I'd be getting very anxious at this point because I'm trying to get everything down, and I, would be hearing the clock ticking down. So the beauty of drawing from a photo is that you can just keep going. You don't have to be super strict with yourself. When you get to a stage like this in your drawing, and if you do only have a few seconds to finish it, a good thing to do, if you've got what can you do in 2 or 3 seconds, look at your drawing and ask yourself what is like the one line or the one mark that you need to make what's here on the page finished. So for me, I need to do the line or the contour of the back. So that's my warm-up session done. The thing is that I'm not going to spend any time sort of mulling over these drawings or figuring out if I did them right or wrong. It was just really about warming up. So thank you so much for tuning in and for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you found it useful or at least inspirational for your own drawing practice. Give yourself permission to draw loose, messy gesture drawings as your warm-up session. Let me know below in the comments what you think, what your strategy is for getting started for a drawing session. I'd love to hear from you, or just say hi. Thanks again for watching, and I'll look out for you in the next video.